First 100 days, there's some, yeah. First of all, you have to set the tone of government. I have to choose a cabinet that people will be proud of. Square pegs in square holes, not so everything in common sense, yeah? So I put the right people in the right place.
Are you willing to choose from across the divide?
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Obama had to do it. Others have done it. It's about professionalism. If somebody has gained good experience, was a good professional in SLPP or APC, I approach them. Would you like to serve your country? Because I know you have the skills. We do it. It's not impossible, like not at all. So you set the tone from the beginning. Second, you make everybody understand that results-based management is important to you. So there are some key ministries that I'll be visiting often. Start from the get-go. I go to the ministry, sit with the minister, meet their top directors, talk to them about the agenda and the results we expect, and ask them, how do I work with you and facilitate so you can deliver on those results? So we all have an understanding of the results I expect of those key ministries. And we'll repeat that periodically. Yeah? So first 100 days, set the tone on accountability, results-based management, and professionalism in the service. The other things you do, I declare immediately an education emergency. Under that, you will see our manifesto, a number of things we're going to do. The educational system is very bad. People have been robbed. But there's some things you do immediately. I announce immediately I have no interest in being Chancellor of the University of Sierra Leone. I don't need that accolade. Let the academics do what they do best. Don't politicize it. The Grant-in-Aid program, let us make sure it's transparent. It's also not politicized. Bamanja report. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, and I've said, you'll see in our manifesto, key principle. We scale up what is good. So we have to spend time to look at the good things our predecessors have done. We scale it up. The things that were not good, we see how we change them, and some that we can change fast, we change. Yeah? So in the first 100 days as well, there are things like that in education that we'll do. I also would like to get rid of the forms, the payment for forms, 500,000. You know how many kids have asked me to buy forms for them, application forms for university? And I said, but this is not necessary. All we need to do is make it online. They come there, they apply, it goes back. The university has less administrative responsibility.
Internet penetration in this country.
Oh, we can organize it. We can organize it. You can do those very application centers in the university, so they get free computers anyway. But I invest in it. Because I don't, for me it's a barrier to access. And I believe education is the biggest liberator. Another thing I can do in the first 100 days, one thing I know for sure, the international community and the people of Sierra Leone invested heavily in developing various health sector plans as a result of Ebola. A lot of brain power and cash went into our recovery program. Yeah? Of course, we've not been able to implement all of them in 2 years. So I talk about a social sector accelerator program. Why accelerator? Don't reinvent the wheel. The good ideas that have been put in here, researched and developed, we accelerate implementation. And we can take that report, we can do fast track in implementing a number of ideas. So I just gave you a few. Some in economics, some in health and education.
Do you have your own personal initiatives that you're planning to implement as Dr. Samura Kamara? What new ideas are you bringing to the table?
I just told you there are so many new things. We have gaps, fundamental gaps. Gaps, if you don't address them, however good roads you build, you will not move forward. However good hospitals you build, not move forward. One of them will still have this corruption stigma around us. And we have to go back and take a serious look at the causes, the true causes of corruption. And drive away the perception, whether it's a perception or it's realistic. We have to address it. We have to face it. Luckily, we have the anti-corruption agents. We have to look at it again, the commission, and see whether we are doing the right thing.
So let's talk about some of the things you're planning to work on. What do you want to achieve once you get
Let me tell you,
office? If you
overall,
office.
as I told you, you have to secure our achievements. Number two, you have to scale up, whether it is infrastructure, it is in road, it is in energy, it is in health, it is in education. We have challenges in all of these sectors. And the president always tells you, we have residual challenges. And I know these challenges. So therefore, it's our opportunity to address them and move up the scale. And secondly, you look for new areas that you think will undermine the achievements. And one of them I told you is indiscipline. We still have diverse ways of indiscipline in this country, whether disrespect for traffic rules, or disrespect for authority, or making slanderous statements against individuals. You know, this type of thing, you know that. And then I told you about the corruption stigma. Because we are still in the process of rebranding Sierra Leone, we will not shy away. And that's why we're very grateful. We're climbing the ladder in the corruption index. We're climbing the ladder in doing business, in the Mohib Transparency International. I think we've done well. We just have to move up the ladder. So it's a combination of what I always call the software and the hardware of development.
So what will be your signature involvement once you're elected? We're coming off of a government that was very infrastructure heavy. As Dr. Samura Kamara, if you do get into office in 2018,
I will continue with that.
It will be an infrastructure.
As I told you, that is how you secure. You secure the achievements you've made. And raise them to a certain level. Then you start looking at those aspects. One aspect that I think we need to scale up in Sierra Leone, moral values. Patriotism, nationalism in this country. We have to have a love for the country. And the only way you can do that is to take Sierra Leone as your own and make sacrifices to move Sierra Leone.
Just 100 days in office entail?
We have to bring sanity and respect back to this nation. As leaders, we want to show evidence that we are serious about leading this country by the type of people we appoint, by the actions we take. We are not going to witch hunt. We are going to take actions that are in the best interest of our economy, of our people, that will promote the interest of our people. That is what I will do. And because it's a very short time, but there are a lot of things that you would want to do, but of course you have to take it through Parliament. That will take maybe sometimes over 3 months. But there will be actions within the first 100 days that will show that we are serious about governance, that we earn us our trust and our respect as a nation, and to gain the support of our people, apart from the fact that we are duly elected and a very strong mandate, so that people can have confidence that we are, with what is happening now, we can look up to the future.
So are you willing to pull in from across the political divide people to work in your government, or is it just going to be those who have been aligned with the SLPP?
When you, we are not just going to take anybody, just people who've been supporting. If you have to really produce, you have to perform as a government, you look for the best people. For me, the buck will stop at my desk, and I have to give account or stewardship for whatever happens during my reign. So I have to make sure I have the best people. If they work very well, I get the kudos. So I'm not going to bring people just because they serve in my party or they are party members, but I will make sure that I have people who are disciplined enough to work within the sort of work environment. They respect time, because time is money. They are going to be able to deliver on the key targets that we are going to set for every institution. There has to be progress, because we are going to have a delivery unit that is going to track and monitor every target. Everything that I've said here is on record. So I'm going to set up a delivery unit to track all of these, because I don't want my words to go in vain. I want to be a trusted leader, and when I speak, it has to be done. And I'm making all of these promises because I know I have the capacity. I've had the experience. When I said I was going to hand over, nobody thought I was going to do it.